this short recording, Sarah and I pitched the case for rethinking maintenance definitions used to calculate work management metrics. Why are we interested in this topic? Dr. Sarah Lukens is a data scientist at GE Digital. She was instrumental in the development of the Meridian product and GE Digital's APM commercial offering. She is a CMRP. My name is Melinda Hodkowitz and I'm a practicing maintenance engineer and academic in Western Australia. I first joined SMRP in the early 1990s while working in Elko, Nevada, and passed the CMRP exam about 15 years ago in 2005. Both Sarah and I spend a lot of time dealing with company maintenance data and thinking about how to improve maintenance management practices and performance. The picture on this slide is very familiar to all of us. What we are about to describe does not challenge the format of what is on this slide, but seeks to refine it. Our focus is on the corrective maintenance work thread highlighted here. If we go back a few years, it was common that almost all maintenance-related data was collected, stored and processed on site. This is shown on the left of the slide. Structured work generated as a result of maintenance strategy and initiated through the CMMS was used for fixed interval repair and replacement and to trigger inspections and condition monitoring data collection. Corrective work orders were generated by operators and maintainers, either as a result of failure, identification of potential failures, and as a result of findings arising from inspections and ConMon data routes. Now let's move our attention to the right. Today, many organizations keep much of their data on cloud servers and/or intranets. This includes their CMMS data, as well as SCADA process control data, including an increasing amount of online condition monitoring data. Yes, we still have maintainers and ConMon technicians doing the same work as before. That has not changed. However, there are many fewer operators on sites. In addition, an increasing number of work orders are being generated from people who don't work at site at all. Many of these are data analysts working for vendors whose products you use, as well as your own internal data analytics teams. The analysts rely on mathematical models to initiate work orders. A significant amount of money can be spent on these data analytics teams. With the current way of calculating maintenance metrics, how do we know this new way is any better than the old? In 2020, in collaboration with colleagues at NIST, the US government's research facility, we developed a solution we would like to share with you. For those interested in the paper from which this diagram is taken, there is a copy of the paper freely available. Along the top of this figure, you see three types of work feeding into the select and prioritize stage of the work management process. On the right is structured work associated with condition-based maintenance and PDM work, and with preventative work, as per SMRP definitions. On the left in green, you see a new work type which we have called PAM or PAM, standing for work resulting from predictive analytics. This work is from the data analysts we mentioned earlier and represents a proposed new work type for SMRP to consider. In the middle, we propose a split in corrective work into three categories. Corrective from predictive models and analysis, shown on the bottom in green. Corrective from structured work, shown in brown. In both cases, the work is identified while the asset is still functioning and before the asset has failed. The third, shown in white, represents corrective work done after failure. This is often the result of an unexpected failure, but may be the result of a run-to-fail strategy. Before you roll your eyes and think this is all too difficult, please bear with us. The solution we propose is in the collection of one piece of data on the work notification. We call this the detection method. Please note this is not a new idea to SMRP, as you will note from the slide here presented by Sarah in 2019. The use of detection method codes in some sectors, such as in oil and gas, is well established, and we show the table here on the left of the much used ISO 14224 standard, but with our proposed addition of a PAM detection method down the bottom in bold. However, for SMRP, we propose a simpler approach with just three classes: unexpected work, structured activity work, and from predictive analytics. In our paper, we have a number of examples to demonstrate the value of this approach. Here, we make the case that if a detection method field is populated, the impact of a PHM initiative can be tracked. Sarah looked at the data for an industrial company running a proactive maintenance program on 10 critical pumps at one plant. Over 2 years, there were 45 total corrective work events evenly distributed between corrective work events that were unanticipated and corrective work events which were generated from an alert from the predictive models. This figure shows a box plot representation of the maintenance costs, including both parts and labour. The pink case on the left shows what happens when you don't split the corrective work, and corrective work is a big bucket with no granularity. The case on the right, shown in purple, shows how, using a detection method, the costs can be split between corrective work events and corrective work events which were detected proactively. Note that even though the event frequencies are similar, the contribution of costs from corrective work events was significantly greater. From this sort of analysis, the cost and savings of the proactive maintenance program can be assessed. We have other case studies to share as well. We hope that this presentation starts a conversation. Sarah and I live on opposite parts of the world, but we can both see how the management of maintenance is changing fast. There is new technology and new business models. Let's take advantage of them. Professional societies like SMRP can enable both adoption and change. Thank you, and here are our contact details.